Welcome to Friday. I've spent the entire week trying to upload my Tuesday video and it's clearly not going to happen at this point, so I'm recording a new one with hopefully less takes, and maybe this one will work. I really hope it does, but it's not a total loss because I actually have things to talk about in this video and the other one kind of sucked. So, looking on the bright side of that situation, I will go into this week's theme, which is things that should be adapted into movies. So I will start with things that have already been adapted and are good adaptations, starting with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which has Martin Freeman playing Arthur Dent, also has Sam Rockwell in it. It is one of my favorite movies just in general because it's based on such a fantastic book. It's an example of how you should adapt things. One thing that's not quite a movie adaptation is Much Ado About Nothing, the Catherine Tate, David Tennant version. If you can find a way to watch that, I highly suggest you do. It was a very excellent recording of a stage performance, so it's sort of a movie, sort of not. It would make a good movie, but as it is in its film play version, it's very good. Dracula, Bram Stoker, pretty much gets remade constantly, and my favorite remake of that is the 1979 version with Frank Langella, and at one point he nibbles on a chick's ear, so watch it for that reason, because back in the day Frank Langella was a babe. Now we move into things that have not been adapted very well. Kira's already mentioned Dorian Gray, Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Like her, I love that book and I love Oscar Wilde in general. So I was very disappointed when I went to see the Ben Barnes version, because although Ben Barnes, like young Frank Langella, is the main draw to the movie, it just wasn't very good, which disappoints me. I don't know if you can adapt it well because the writing is, that's the point of reading it, is that the writing is so good, so, I don't know. I was disappointed with it. And also Choke by Chuck Palahniuk. I really love Chuck Palahniuk, but I did not like the movie version of Choke. It was kind of, didn't live up to the book. Same story. It's like the writing just doesn't translate very well to movie form. And finally, this week's theme, pieces of writing that should be adapted. I will begin with another Oscar Wilde item, which is the importance of being earnest. I would like to see this modernized somehow and put into movie form. I could be alone in that. I know a lot of literature purists don't like to have their plays adapted or made modern, but I'd kind of like it because it makes me laugh. It's a good play. Going back to Chuck Palahniuk, I'd like to see Survivor and Diary adapted. Survivor is my favorite Chuck Palahniuk book, so obviously I want to see that one done. I think the rights to pretty much all his books have been sold to studios. They just haven't done anything with it, probably because Choke wasn't very well done, and basically nothing can follow up Fight Club as far as his works being turned into movies go. But I still think if they could get a decent writer, they could probably make it good, but I don't know. Also, something that is currently being adapted is The Hobbit, with more Martin Freeman. I'm very excited for The Hobbit. One of you guys, I don't care who, needs to come with me at the midnight release. I'm just thrilled. I love The Hobbit. It's the first thing I can remember my mom reading to me when I was a kid. And yeah, have you people read The Hobbit? Go and read it, because it's a classic. You kind of have to. And that about concludes this week's theme for me. As for things that are happening now, in about half an hour, I'm going to leave to pick up my sister. She's staying with me in my dorm for 5 days, I believe. We're going to go skiing tomorrow to Big White, which we're doing to kind of make up for the fact that we're both missing my mom and her side of the family going on the annual Whistler ski trip, which I am so disappointed about. My mom's been sending me pictures all day of them having breakfast, like a dozen of people from my mom's side, and on lifts and just doing all the fun mountain stuff. And my mom texted me 5 minutes ago saying, I just did our favorite run twice. It's like, no. Oh, I am so jealous right now. But I like Big White, so that'll be a nice day trip to go on. Overall, this week has been fairly excellent. Probably one of the best weeks I've had, like, all year. I don't know. It's just been pleasant. I have like a couple of essays to write now, and when I think about that, it seems less pleasant. But technically, that's not going to be a problem until next week, so I'm going to forget about it. And okay, if I want to go and actually pick up my sister on time, I should probably start editing this now. So I will talk to you guys on Tuesday. Hopefully actually on Tuesday, if this video actually goes up. If not, I'm just talking to a camera. Okay, have a nice afternoon.